Hello, my name is Prime, and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today we're going to be hauling some farm equipment, in particular, this new sprayer as part of the Farm Machinery Pack DLC for American Truck Simulator that released alongside the Kansas DLC. So we are here in Kansas, up just outside of Phillipsburg, or I say just outside of Phillipsburg, well, pretty much in Colby, but it's technically classed as Phillipsburg for this delivery today, and we're heading down to Hayes, all on these nice, smaller roads from what I can tell. I wanted to do a delivery like this, a little bit more scenic route in many ways, but hauling some farm equipment in the agricultural state of Kansas, I think, is a good mix. Driving this 49X today, the 8x6 configuration with the medium cab or medium 8x6 chassis for those who want to be more specific, and hauling this sprayer on our ownable triple lowboy trailer there looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and get this Western Star started up and get on the road. The wonderful engine sounds today are provided by the Engine and Transmission compilation mod that is available on the Steam Workshop. The link for that will be down in the description below. So without further ado, let's get on the road here. Hopefully everyone's doing well, and happy release of Kansas. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the new DLC for those who picked it up. I have been enjoying the Kansas DLC for those who have been watching the few early access videos, and obviously this video today, which happens to be the very first one as the full release of the DLC. It is a wonderful state, and I do enjoy it. And I thought, you know what? Well, of course, we had a brand new DLC along with the new map DLC, 2 in 1 on the same day, a new cargo DLC. So the farm equipment DLC, what does it bring? Well, it brings a number of different delivery or cargo types, I should call them. So the one of which is what I'm hauling today. The sprayer has some different tractors as well. I believe there's actually an autonomous tractor, which I find pretty neat. We're gonna go ahead and roll through here after the stop sign, and yeah, it's articulated, or well, I think there's articulated tractors as well on it too. I'm pretty sure it has a lot of different equipment, everything from plows and cultivators and a baler, I'm pretty sure, as well, and the sprayer, all different sizes depending on what type of trailer you have. So if it's a lowboy, flatbed, drop deck, you name it, there's something for that. The DLC also provides a few interior customization things as well. So you can see I've got a little plushy tractor looking thing on the seat there, along with a combine harvester on the dash. So it's pretty cool. Nice little DLC. It doesn't cost a huge arm and a leg there, just maybe couple fingers. That's a weird analogy, I'm sorry, but it's roughly $5 depending on your local currency. So just, you can check that out on the American Truck Simulator store page on Steam if you are interested. But other than that, Kansas DLC is here for all of us now, and what better way to kind of do a first look, of course, of the Farm Machinery DLC by hauling this sprayer, but also celebrate the release, in the official release that is, of the Kansas DLC by hauling farm equipment across this wonderful farmland, which there happens to be cattle or some form of livestock. Yeah, it looks like cattle beside us here, just going through the agricultural part of the state. Obviously, we're hitting the Midwest here of the of American Truck Simulator, or of course the U.S. map. That's probably the better way to say it. We're hitting the Midwest, and so states of Kansas, Nebraska, so on, they are very much the agricultural states. They're very much known for that in the area, and very good farmland. So these are the kind of deliveries you can expect to find, of course, stock in Kansas. And if you happen to have this DLC, the farm equipment DLC, you'll find even more wonderful farm equipment to haul around. Now, for those who watched the last video, and even the last couple videos here on ATS Showcases, you will know that I was initially planning, for this episode especially, to do a special transport. Well, plans have changed. Still doing an oversized load, which I have, of course, the big lowboy trailer, have all my oversized low banners and stuff all kitted out on this truck, but I was going to do a special transport, as I mentioned, but decided, well, the new DLC in the farm equipment kind of takes precedence, in my opinion, over the special transport, albeit the special transport DLC updates in the huge wind turbine blade, and even, I believe there's a new articulated hauler, they call it, or articulated dump truck. Oh, I thought I saw something. Well, there's a cowboy riding a horse there, kind of neat. Even though there's a new articulated hauler and stuff, I just thought, you know what, let's do this DLC here with the farm machinery. It is the newest thing after all, and it really does fit into Kansas very well. I liked actually the model of the sprayer. I mean, it is, as far as I know, nothing on the farm machinery DLC is branded, so take it as you will. I know a lot of us like branded content, including myself, but the brands, so to speak, of the equipment within the DLC are those of the in-game economy. So I believe there's the Owl, I think it is. I think the Combine is down there. Yeah, Owl. And I believe there's another one. I can't recall what the name of it is. However, they are just in-game knockoff brand names, if you want to call it that way. I'm going to assume the Owl is kind of like a New Holland situation with the yellow, unless if I'm getting that completely wrong. But overall, really nice DLC. Just adds to the whole Kansas DLC experience, in my opinion. And as we roll into Phillipsburg here, we'll just kind of experience Kansas for what it truly is. And that's what I kind of like about this DLC, although you don't necessarily need it. Of course, I'm doing it to show it off and say, you know, do you really want it? It is just a cargo DLC at the end of the day, so don't expect any revolutionary, you know, trailers and so on, unfortunately, with the DLC. Just some different cargo types, albeit they're cool. Just know what you're getting into, and I don't have to actually go right here quite yet. Nice little area here in Phillipsburg. Not too big a town, at least not here in ATS. It's not, I guess actually, I say that, it's actually a decent size. Looking over the buildings there, it looks like there's a decent amount within the area. Finally running some engine mods here today with the engine and transmission compilation mod. I thought, you know what, let's just throw that one back into the save. As of recording this, obviously the Kansas DLC has been released, and with 1.49 having updated there, I just wanted to make sure that the mod would be compatible. I know the engine and transmission compilation mod is fantastic in terms of compatibility, because it is not a standalone engine mod, so to speak, where you have to select the specific engine when you're configuring a truck. It quite literally just gets basically overridden, per se, on any engine of any stock ATS truck. So for example, today, I believe this truck actually had, can't remember if it's a Detroit or a Cummins. I believe it's actually a Detroit because it's Western Star, if I remember correctly. It actually has a Detroit, I think it's a DD16 in it. So it just obviously overrid the noise of it. Is it maybe the most realistic for the 49X? Newer ones, yes. I don't know. Maybe for the heavy haul, I should have maybe done a more grunty engine. But to be honest, I was trying to figure out what engine I would use, and I thought, you know what, let's throw that compilation mod in, just as I said, to make sure compatibility is there and that there's no issues with the releases of the new DLC and whatever subversion of ATS the game is running right now, just to make sure that there are no issues. I know our customer expects it soon. I may or may not have taken a long time and fast forward time after selecting the delivery to make sure that we have some sunlight. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. We'll still make it there on time. It's not a long delivery here today, fortunately, in that sense. It's just a nice little hop skip and across the countryside here. Quite literally hop and skip over these hills in many ways, nice rolling hills. But it's kind of interesting to see the different areas of Kansas. Obviously, for those who've watched my recent episodes, I've done a few different deliveries. The first of which I cut across the middle of the state, mainly going from west to east, and then the second one, or one of the last, I guess, yeah, second one, just trying to remember what episodes I've recorded here, because I have been busy outside of content creation. Second one was right along the eastern side of the state, which was pretty neat indeed, seeing that different area. It does differ ever so slightly, and of course up here going across more or less the north end of the state, pretty cool to see just how the landscape changes. It's not major, it's not per se Texas, where you can have what feels like well, actually quite literally 3 different near environments in it, with being dense forest, desert-like, and then just kind of a middle ground, and then of course a bunch of different geological changes and stuff like that across the state. Pretty incredible for Texas on that one, but here in Kansas it's a little bit more mellowed out, kind of more consistent across the board. So that's both good, and you know what, maybe some would say a little bit boring to look at, and you know, so be it. I would borderline in some ways. Oh, we're discovering haze way outside of town. Well, how neat. It looks like there's some different industry across here. I mean, I would say, you know what, it's not, I mean, we're just being honest here. In terms of geography, it's not the most advanced in landscape. However, it's still a really nice detailed state, which I can appreciate. And as we go in there, oh, there's the Hayes Water Tower. Nice. Can't really miss that. Can't mess up the name on that one. If you see that from the distance, at least you know where you are. That's always good. At least those water towers are like that in many towns across North America, and I'm pretty sure over in Europe as well. Some of them have that, but definitely in North America, we like our water towers a lot. So most of the time we slap the name of the area right on the water tower so you can't get confused about where you are. So that's at least good, given my my history here in ATS with either pronouncing things, which I guess water towers can't really help, but mainly navigation sense. Sometimes I struggle a little bit more than I probably should, given that I do follow GPS for like 99.8% of my deliveries. I've only, I think, ever tried one or two without the GPS. I believe I've actually recorded one doing that, maybe way back when I was doing Prime Logistics, which I really have to bring back, by the way. That's a future Prime issue. But anyways, I've only done it a couple times, and it is definitely a challenge, but I think it would be maybe easier if I actually knew the area, if I was, for example, from Kansas, which I am not. But if I was from Kansas, then maybe it'd be easier because I recognize, you know, I should be heading in this general direction if I'm really familiar with the area. But as we pull into the farm, by the looks of it, possibly. Yeah, it looks like a farm. Yeah, trailer's following pretty well today. Oh, it's a nice, easy reverse, or pull-in parking spot. There we go. There's the name of it. At least the game's being nice to me today, because I don't know if I could replicate my masterful parking job that I was able to do last episode. For those who watched that, that was maybe one of the greatest technical reverses I have ever done in this game. However, I don't think I could replicate that with this articulated trailer. Especially it being a triple trailer, I think that would be quite an issue. Is this maybe an auction? I can't quite tell. Maybe it's just a farm. I don't know. They need a sprayer at the end of the day, and they have received it. Thank you all so much for the support around the channel recently. I do really appreciate it. And hopefully everyone is enjoying Kansas, as I've mentioned already within this video. And comment down below what you want to see from me here around the channel. It can be ATS, ETS2, or any other simulation game. I'm always open to suggestions. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.